Right, this was supposed to be a full-on unboxing with me opening the box and everything like that, but certain people forgot to hit record, and so there is no recording going on. I really am not very good at this whole internet YouTubey thing, but I do my best. This is what I ordered from War Bases, which are a selection of bases for 3 ongoing projects. We have some scenery bases, which are basically War Bases Pond 3, which is two panels of ponds, and you get the 5 various sizes. These are extremely useful for generic scenery and that sort of thing. We've also got, and I picked to drop that on the floor. Thanks for being clumsy. Those can go to one side for a moment. I should just put them over there, not on top of the coffee because I want to drink that. Put those over there for the moment. I'll get rid of them. Right. Those will go down into the workshop to be worked on. Putting pink things that are out. I've got too much stuff in this office at the moment. These are just standard terrain bases. They're all basically the same shape, but you get them in various dimensions. I believe these are 150mm square. I should have got some hundreds as well, and I think these are 150 by less. And again, they work nicely for small huts and that sort of thing. But those are the terrain bases for the project. I've got some bigger ones floating around, like this one, which I'm building a plinth on, but that's the biggest of them. And again, I'm working on that one. These are the little corridor tile, the doorway tiles that I was talking about in a previous video that I'd missed out, and they're 3mm thick, and they just glue to the edge of the corridors to make, door arches, or the bottom of door arches. I should have got some passageways, and I should have got some more stuff on this order than I actually ordered. I should have got some more corridors, and I should have got some more smaller rooms that I can put the doorways around the edges. Grab one of these, I'll show you what I mean by that. These would just be stuck to the edge of that like that, and be a place that a doorway would happen, and it would allow me to take the tiling out over that, so it would look continuous. But the thing I did order the right thing for, or all of the things I wanted for, I'm not very good at ordering things online either, because I see what I see and I forget to put things in baskets that should be in baskets. These are 25 by 25mm 1.5 thick plywood, which are for the dwarf project, the Celtic dwarf project, and these are the shorter bases that I got. I think these are 20 by 40. These are for the war dogs, and they're 1.5 plywood, 1.5 thick plywood, and I think will fit the doggies on quite nicely. I should have the doggies at hand, but I don't, largely because, as I say, the level of clutter in this place is incredible. Now that needs to go for filing somewhere, and I should have brought some stuff up to put on these so I could show you while I was doing it, because this is a very short video if I don't do something else. So these lot can go, that lot needs to go, that needs to go there. Those need to stay here because I need to use those. Those need to go downstairs, and I need to do... Now these aren't terribly useful for me sending stuff out in, so I tend to use them as trays for stuff. So what I'm going to do is, when I get the glasses on, I see what I'm doing. slice the back off. The cardboard is quite useful for packing, in that if you've got layers of material, it allows you to armour between them as you post them out. And there's a little working tray for now, which I'm going to put out of the way. And so what are we going to do with these? Put those probably out of the way there. And I'll get some modelling done, just so you can see some modelling as well as the unboxing. So the unboxing was meant to be longer. I was meant to do all sorts of extra bits on here. So where did I put the modelling? So again, this wasn't planned. Oh, what I will show you is I haven't done anything more on them since I primered them, but we have John Martin's huge number of Swiss. That's a command pipe group. There are a lot more of them for the young gentleman. I don't want to put that like that. Right. And I shall start painting the bases on these, because again, these are for someone who does his own basing, so I'm not going to be doing much work on the basing at all. So all I'm going to be doing is making sure the bases are primed, and this is basically a pike block for never mind the bill hooks, with some additional standard bearers and a couple of bodyguards for the standard bearers. So let's find out where I put my primer. That's just the grey which you don't want because it's not higher. It just looks sort of like higher when you're not looking properly. This is Reaper primer. I'll try and get it out of that light, but I need the light to see what I'm doing. And we'll just get painting these. So let's find my big brush. That's not it. That's not it. Has to be a bit huge brush. I should have got some more brushes from All Bases when I ordered this lot, but they're a little bit short on the stock side. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through that when I've finished this, and I'm actually going to give that a better shake. And I'm going to wish list all the stuff that I should put on the order next time I put an order in. And I think next time it will be a £50 order, and just painting the bases so it's got a layer of primer on it all over. Drummer. Halberdier. A really weird sort of salad. Oh, there it is. My Tamiya thinners, which is the thing I use for all of. For some reason these are a little bit oily in the base, and I've over thinned it, so I need to put a bit more paint in it. I was going to need to get some more paint out anyway, so that's not a great loss. Let's roll the sleeves up and get stuck into this. just keep plodding away at this, just getting this done, because as I say, this is going to be quite a job, and I had a lull from it because I still haven't found that pikeman I lost onto the floor. It's one of these, I caught it on top of the pike and it went twang, so I don't even know it went on the floor. It could have gone anywhere. As you can see from the state of the office, that's going to take serious finding. So I'm probably going to find another box of these from my supply and just build another pikeman. On the standard bearers, just plodding away at the standard bearer, nearly through that one, which is another trick I do on occasion, because I have bilateral very slightly frozen shoulders, and it's occasionally the nerve gets caught. Bollocks like then. And I throw things, which I'll go after that bottle after the lid after that, after I've done this. As I say, much swearage goes on when I do that sort of thing, and it's the principal reason I like doing stuff I can buy other stuff, buy replacements for, because the number of times I've chucked something irreplaceable on the floor and it disappears into the void, and it is very, 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 very annoying and distressing, especially if it's someone else. It doesn't play very well to my anxiety or to my other mental health issues. Some of those, I should just need to put these aside to dry. They'll dry relatively quickly, because that's the other advantage of putting the spirit in them, is that it's an alcohol, so it evaporates. And as I have briefly got the heating on here, it'll evaporate even quicker. And I might, I'm not going to fumble it, do some more of these. As I say, primer isn't exactly the most fascinating watch, but a lot of people have forgotten how to brush primer stuff, and it is a skill that is useful, especially if you're someone like me who has issues with spray primer, mostly because it causes me to have asthma symptoms, which is wild because I'm not asthmatic, and two, because I'm not very good at it in the AIM school. This is yet more of the pikeman, by the way. In fact, it's one of that block of pikemen here that went AWOL. So I'm just going to put these over there on the laptop, and I'm only going to do the shot, which are again Warlord plastics, and they are now these I'm going to be putting a second coat on the figures, mostly because I'm intending to be using contrast paints on them to block out the uniforms, and contrast paints work much better over white, and a good white, but you don't need that thick a coat of them for the thing to work. Again, shot. So I'm not doing the bases on these yet. What I will be doing is working some primer. Would help if I had my bigger brush, but as usual with all my brushes, the one I'm actually after always vanishes. I can never find, sorry, as usual with all my brushes, the one I'm actually after goes AWOL when I want it, and I don't know what I've done with it, but this size 1 War Bases brush will have to do. Just make things a little bit longer and more, because I'd only put primer on in very thin coats, but in order to get a decent coat, you you need to put it on a little thicker or a second coat. Also, it doesn't help that for some reason these models are extremely oily, which meant even with spirit in it, it was sufficiently hydrophilic to drive off the paint in places. But I like these figures, unlike the Perry European Pikemen, which drive me right up to bend. The fact that a pikeman drives me a little bit up the bend again, the hitting the figure and sending it spinning off into the ether. Right, I'll get my camera out and I'll take some photographs of this while I'm doing it. Probably carry on doing this after I've done it, after I have recorded. And you can actually, no, I wasn't doing the bases on these, was I? Base gives you something to hold on. Never been someone, I've not been able to find a painting handle that I like, though to be perfectly honest, I might get one for spraying, mostly so I can hold a model while I can manipulate the can. Might be a tad thick there, but we'll always take paint off with a brush. Which seems to be something that people don't always get. Because a brush is not just a tool for applying paint, it's a tool for manipulating paint. Just want enough of this. On the model. Keep plodding away at this. Normally I have a video that I'm listening to when I'm painting, however I don't want to get copyright struck for anything, so I'm doing this in dead silence, which again isn't a bad thing either, because again sometimes the videos, unless you watch them, listen to them hundreds of times, can be a little bit distracting. As I say, when I get the urge, I'll have another crack at the rest of those. But I was a little bit dispirited by the fact that one of them went twang, and and I'm going to have to find it or replace it. Like that. As I say, this will need to dry. And then I will probably do the bases on all of them when it has dried thoroughly. That. Use the A20 pretty much like most other people use painting water. And this is the last one. And dose of coffee to wash down the taste of the alcohol, which I really shouldn't have sucked that brush, but yeah, it reminds me periodic. This brush is a little bit knackered. It's mostly used for scenery now because it doesn't have a point on it, but it's convenient to use as a priming brush. So I'm just going to take a little snippet. See how many. Yeah. And they will do for the post that goes alongside this on YouTube. And I think that's pretty much me done for now. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of basic modelling work, and I shall go down and get on with other stuff whilst those dry. Take care, everybody, and goodbye. At least it will be goodbye when I can find the... Goodbye, everybody.